Well, hi, I'm Carl, and welcome to Adventures in Camping. Today we're going to be doing another part of the land navigation. We need to figure out what our pace count is. My pace count is going to be different from your pace count, and everybody should do their own pace count so they know how far they have went on their adventure. Or at least you know how far you've went while you've been getting lost. Helps you to get back easier. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when I put out a new video. And let's get to it. Now I'm going to get in position, and every left footfall I am going to count, not the right. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on until you reach your destination. You're going to count out to that 100 meter or 100 yard point, and then you're going to count back. Then you're going to take those two, add them together, and then divide them by 2. All that's going to do is give you a more accurate idea of those steps. All right, now I have been talking about meters and yards. 100 meters and 100 yards are different distances in feet, just in case you don't know. 100 yards is 300 feet. 100 meters is 328 feet and some change. But if you can get close enough to 328 feet to meet them where they've told you to meet them, you'll at least be able to meet them. Now I'm doing something different than others. As you may notice, I'm using one of those little wheel counters, so I don't have to pre-measure. It's up to you, whichever you think is more accurate. To me, it's a little easier because I can go over hill and over dale and use the little wheel and count every foot that I've traveled. I'm not saying my way is better than anybody else's. It was an inexpensive Harbor Freight little measuring device. I don't know what they're called. You probably do. Tell me what they're called in the comments. And it works for me. Okay, so I have tried other ways of getting your pace count, but I have noticed that they cause other problems. So I think you're better off just using the old bean and concentrating on keeping your pace count. So here's an option for getting your pace count. Although these, however accurate, you have to worry about yourself. Going down the trail, you can accidentally punch it a couple times or get punch happy and just accidentally do a couple extra and not remember what you're doing. So this is not exactly a good idea to use for your pace count. Now later in the video, I'll show you how to use pace beads, or as we like to call them, ranger beads. So here's another option, the pedometer. The problem with the pedometer is every step you take, every stumble you make, it's watching you. And it won't take very much to mess up your pace count. Let's see. So what I'm doing is I have done 9 different styles of my walk. All right, and the last one I did was, I call it level ground, but it's not really level. You can see that it's kind of down a little bit and up a little bit again. So it's not perfectly level. Close enough. It's going to all kind of equal out in the end. So you could do perfectly level if you want to. I figure I might as well not worry about it. Like I said, it's has kind of a dip to it, so it's going to equal out, because there's a lot of times you're not going to be hiking on perfectly level ground. Get used to it. So my first with no load was 71 steps. My trip with a light load was 72 steps, and my heavy load was 74 steps. So that is what I've done on these hikes. Now, if you can see it, you will notice that in some of them, I had a lot of steps because I was going cross country. There are different ways of looking at these steps. And I've come to a conclusion. None of them are 100% accurate. So, you need to do what works for you, which means the best way to do that is to go and try it out. When I'm going cross country, my steps are really bad. It's like cross country with a load is 116 steps as opposed to 74 steps for a heavy load on level ground or semi-level ground. Now, the train of thought for those people who are in good shape and relatively good shape is to add all of these together. Then divide by the number of different versions you did, and that will give you your average. And I think that's a great idea if you're a younger person.
Since I ain't no spring chicken no more, not like a lot of y'all that are watching this, I am going to use my little book so that I can modify my pace count as I go. Remember, other things affect your pace count as well, like sand, snow, tall grass, brush.
Ooh. I lost the wheel, but I got it back on. Woo. That's what happens when you buy the cheapest of the cheapest. You got to be ready to fix it at any time. As you can see, the duct tape. This is not a good buy. Or it is a good buy. It depends on you, how much you're going to use it. Anyway, back to what I was doing. We're working on those paces.
Now this is the cross country where I had so much trouble. And that's that spot. That's that doggone spot that almost tripped me. Anyway, sorry. But yes, you're going downhill and uphill and cross country, and that really affected the way I did this. I got a lot of steps. It took me a lot more in order to go this way. Depending on your age, it may. And there may be thickets in that. I picked a good spot to go cross country. I've seen a lot worse spots than this.
Note, I should have had my walking stick when I did the heavy backpack. Helped a lot. So when you're counting out your paces, you're going to start here and you're going to count 100. That's 100 meters or yards. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Now there's 900 meters or yards that you have went. When it's time to go to 1,000, you're going to have these all the way down, and you're going to pull one up, and that is the 1,000. Then these will go back to the bottom, and you will start again. 100, 200, 300, all the way up to 900. Then, if you're going beyond that, then you go to 2,000. And then pull these, all of them, all the way back to the end. And just keep on going until you have pulled all of these up to the top.
So that represents 4,900 meters or yards.
And these are all the way up to the top. Put those down here. Okay, then you're going to pull these all the way to the bottom, and that kind of tells you that, oh, I have I have traveled 5,000 meters or 5,000 yards. Then you start over again. But make sure to write this stuff down because you may forget and then you will really be lost. Well, there we go. That is how I do my pace count. Now you choose for yourself what you think works for best for you. I have done several different versions to try to maintain a good idea of how many paces that I have made. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you know when I put out a new video. And be ready or be removed from the gene pool. Y'all come back now here. Check out one of these videos I posted.